The first script you wrote out of this campaign was the Arch one, because that's where the common man was kind of, you know, almost stuck in traffic because somebody was being welcomed. And that's a sentiment everyone has seen. But everyone has seen that sentiment in anger, and you took the anger out and you got the humor in. And that's kind of difficult for me. Maybe it's age, but have to grow up. But
no, I'm sure, Kunal, if I was stuck, I would get angry.
Yeah.
It's easy to sit outside and then, see it in an objective way. And because, like I said, the soul of it all is is the fact that I hero worship RK Laxman.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep that tone of voice because Mr. Laxman had incredible humor, and from our days together, I would often talk about him that he never got bitter, and that quality of commenting on the country and its problems, but without any bitterness, but with very, very sharp satire, okay? That what happens with that is, because you weren't personal, because you weren't bitter, your pieces, those pieces have a life of their own. And now, unfortunately, Mr. Laxman is no longer there, but you keep receiving his drawings on WhatsApp because it's all relevant even now.
Yeah. I mean,
so I was trying to be there.
He's gone. Yeah. Okay then.
Coming to this campaign and that time that Times of India kind of was telling India's story, when you presented the scripts to Times of India, how did they react to it the first time?
They were wonderful. They reacted the way any audience would react. So they weren't, over-analyzing it or anything. They said, this is fabulous because it is another expression of what they were doing with what Mr. Laxman was doing on page 1, that first column,
Correct.
7 centimeters. And well, he was able to do it in such a small space. I mean, we need 1 minute to do it now.
Yeah, I mean, but in your case, like humor to advertising, like I think it's basically, if I'm not wrong, Perfetti and all these commercials where you did Center Shock and the Baba one, like you got humor to advertising in that sense, like it's signature humor, and people laughed at ads for the first time. So it's like before MTV, Channel V, before we had influencers, you were silently, quietly influencing people with just TV commercials like the Motorola ones and stuff, that humor was just became a part. Then everybody started looking at, oh, commercials can be humorous. But in this campaign, it's not just humor, it's satire, especially in the file one. And just the subtext of what's going on there, where there's a file being passed around and with the commentary of national sport.
Yeah, the idea there was, I made it rather long because I thought if I can make the audience feel the tediousness of our red tape in our country, and everything, I don't think at least I do not create anything. I am just observing life around me, and ideas come from there. And I know I was going to Kenya for a safari, and I had to go to some place to get some special shot you need. I've forgotten the name of that. When I went there, it was some government building in the fort area. And while we had to wait, I could see one office in front. And the office had files from bottom to the ceiling and, rows with just about 1.5 feet in between. And there was one guy sitting inside guarding that. And I couldn't understand why is he guarding that, okay? Because nobody would ever be able to find whatever he's looking for. But when I saw that, I realized, look at the red tape. If somebody needs to get something done. So from that came the idea that there is what happens to a layman when he just wants to present his pension file, okay? And he reaches an office like this, And I tell you, to recreate an office like that, I just had to buy 4 truckloads of raddi.
Yeah.
Because those offices look like that, It's papers just wrapped in that red thing and the one nada over it. which is lying for God knows when. So how will he ever get his job done? So and then taking what we feel very elated about, silly things like victory in a game. So I was juxtaposing that we get excited about India winning, but is really India winning?
Right.
Pele gently taps to the captain. Captain takes possession. Aimless dribbling, trying to slow down the game. Time-wasting technique. And a warning from the referee. And once again, with full force, attacking from the right flank. Dribbling, crossing the center line. Fantastic move towards the D. Enters the D and a dangerous tackle by the defender there. Referee intervenes. The situation is very tense. Anything can happen. Referee consulting the linesman and appeal for green cards. The green cards are out. And it's a penalty corner. Push from the corner. Quick collect, quick release and goal! India has won!
Oof, what a game, no? Had fun?
Yeah.